Welcome back to Fireside Unsolved, where we gather around the fire to explore the mysteries that leave us questioning the world around us. A quick note before we get started: this episode is heavily focused on noises and sounds, so it will be best experienced with headphones. Today we're diving into the stories behind the unexplainable noises that have fascinated humanity across the ages. We'll hear strange sounds that seem to come from inanimate objects, mountains, oceans, and seemingly out of nowhere. So settle in, get cozy, and prepare for episode 84 on Fireside Unsolved, unexplained and mysterious sounds throughout history. In February 2016, the usually peaceful town of Forest Grove, Oregon, found itself at the center of a strange and unsettling mystery. Residents began hearing a high-pitched noise at night, which the Oregonian described as a mechanical scream. This bizarre sound echoed through the town, intermittently, lasting anywhere from 10 seconds to several minutes. It wasn't long before the noise caught the attention of both the local community and the media. The initial alert came when a resident posted a video of the noise on Forest Grove's Facebook page, sparking widespread curiosity and concern.
Strange noise in Forest Grove is getting a lot of attention today. It's coming from something off of Gales Creek Road.
Yeah, it's not just strange, it's really annoying, actually.
Neighbors in this Forest Grove neighborhood have no idea what this mystery sound is, but they agree on three things. It's loud, obnoxious, and they want it to stop.
The tone is very high, so it gets to a point where it really affects your hearing.
For now, the mystery continues.
We're just hoping that maybe somebody might be able to identify it so we can report it and have it stop happening.
The Washington Post said it sounded like a giant flute played off pitch, car brakes, or a steam whistle, while NBC News compared it to a bad one-note violin solo with non-stop feedback. Despite these vivid descriptions, no one could pinpoint where the sound was coming from or what was causing it. Residents reached out to the City of Forest Grove Public Works Department and the Fire Department, but both were stumped. The Department of Forestry confirmed their equipment wasn't the source, and Northwest Natural Gas assured everyone that there were no gas line issues in the area. It seemed like the mystery got stranger with every passing night. Andrew Dawes, a physics professor at Pacific University, decided to take a scientific approach. He mapped out all the locations where people reported hearing the sound. Unfortunately, the results were inconclusive and didn't lead to any specific location. Meanwhile, the Forest Grove Police Department was flooded with calls, around 200 in total. Captain Mike Herb noted that people offered all sorts of theories, from frogs to Bigfoot. By late February of 2016, the police announced on Facebook that the noise, while strange and annoying, didn't pose a safety hazard. They decided to halt their investigation unless new information came to light. Interestingly, the noise stopped as suddenly as it had started, with the last reported instance reported on February 27, 2016, after which the town returned to its usual quiet. Dave Nemeyer, the Forest Grove fire marshal, had a theory that the noise might have been caused by something mundane, like a faulty attic fan or a heat pump. Despite these plausible explanations, the true source of the Forest Grove sound remains a mystery, leaving the town with an intriguing story to tell for years to come. In 27 BCE, a powerful earthquake struck the ancient statues known as the Colossi of Memnon, shattering the northern Colossus and causing it to collapse from the waist up while cracking the lower half. Following this dramatic rupture, the remaining lower portion of the statue gained a peculiar reputation for singing at dawn. This mysterious sound, reported most frequently in February and March, likely due to the influx of tourists rather than any seasonal pattern, intrigued visitors and scholars alike. The earliest literary mention of this phenomenon comes from the Greek historian and geographer Strabo, who documented hearing the sound during his visit in 20 BCE. By then, the singing was already a well-known curiosity. Descriptions of the sound varied. Strabo likened it to a blow, while Pausanias compared it to the snapping of a lyre string. Other accounts described it as the striking of brass or a whistling noise. Ancient writers such as Pliny the Elder, Tacitus, Philostratus, and Juvenal also recorded their or others' encounters with the vocal colossus. Additionally, the base of the statue is covered with about 90 inscriptions from contemporary tourists, noting whether they had heard the sound. The legend of the vocal Memnon spread far and wide, with the sound believed to bring good luck to those who heard it. The statue's supposed oracular powers attracted a steady stream of visitors, including several Roman emperors, eager to experience the phenomenon. The last reliable mention of the sound dates back to 196 CE. Later in the Roman era, the statue was partially reconstructed with upper tiers of sandstone, an addition attributed to Emperor Septimius Severus around 199 CE. However, Severus did not hear the sound during his visit, and the reconstruction likely ceased the vocal emissions by altering the statue's structural integrity. Various explanations have been proposed for the singing. Natural theories suggest the sound was caused by rising temperatures at dawn, leading to the evaporation of dew within the statue's porous rock. Strabo himself could not determine the exact source of the noise, speculating whether it came from the pedestal, the shattered upper area, or the people gathered around the base. Similar sounds, though much rarer, have been reported at other Egyptian monuments, notably at Karnak. The addition of the reconstructed upper tiers likely silenced the singing, providing a convincing argument against human tampering as the cause. In the early modern era, a few mentions of the sound emerged, but these are generally considered hoaxes, either by the writers or locals trying to perpetuate the legend. Despite the cessation of the mysterious noise, the legend of the vocal Memnon remains an intriguing chapter in ancient history, blending the marvels of natural phenomena with human curiosity. Reports of this eerie sound began to surface in the mid-2010s from the Canadian Arctic. Specifically, it's been heard in the Fury and Hecla Strait, a narrow channel of water located in the Qikiqtaaluk region of Nunavut. The ping is described as a high-pitched, almost mechanical noise that can be heard through the hulls of boats and even by divers underwater. It's an intermittent sound, meaning it doesn't follow a predictable pattern, making it even more perplexing. But what makes the ping particularly unsettling is its sheer volume. This sound is loud enough to scare away marine life, which has had a significant impact on local hunting practices. The indigenous Inuit community, who rely on these waters for sustenance, first brought the phenomenon to the attention of authorities. One of the first explanations considered was natural environmental factors. The Arctic is a dynamic environment with shifting ice, fluctuating temperatures, and underwater currents that could potentially produce such sounds. Icebergs colliding, hitting land, or scraping against each other can create a variety of noises that can be heard over extremely long distances. While it's true that ice movements can generate significant underwater noise, the characteristics of the ping don't quite match up with what we'd expect from ice. The sound is too consistent in its pitch and too localized to one area to be solely attributed to ice activity. The ocean is home to a vast array of marine creatures, many of which communicate using sound. Whales, for example, produce a wide range of noises from songs to clicks and pulses. However, as stated earlier, local hunters have reported a noticeable decline in marine life around the area where the ping was heard. It seems the sound might actually be driving animals away, rather than being produced by them. Marine animals do produce various sounds, but the intensity and mechanical nature of the ping are unusual. It's possible that an unknown species could be responsible, but given the disruption to marine life, it's more likely the sound is anthropogenic, meaning it's man-made. Another possibility is that the sound could be related to mining or drilling operations. However, no active projects were reported in the area during the time the sound was heard. Sonar could be a reason, used by submarines and ships for navigation and communication. Sonar systems can produce loud, high-pitched noises underwater. It's plausible that the ping could be related to military sonar testing. The Arctic is a strategic region, and various countries conduct exercises there. However, these activities are typically classified, so confirming this is challenging. If something like military sonar is indeed the cause, it raises questions about transparency and the impact on local communities and wildlife. Another human-related theory is that the sound could be generated by underwater infrastructure, such as cables or pipelines. Underwater cables and pipelines crisscross our oceans, carrying data and resources across vast distances. These structures can produce noise due to water currents, maintenance activities, or even faults and damage. However, according to public records, there are no known underwater installations in the immediate vicinity of Fury and Hecla Strait. The Canadian government has taken the reports of the ping seriously. In 2016, they deployed military aircraft to investigate the sound. However, the investigation yielded no concrete results, leaving the mystery unsolved. Investigations are still ongoing, with underwater microphones and other sensors being deployed to monitor the area. Future research may involve more sophisticated technology, such as autonomous underwater vehicles and satellite monitoring. The hope is that with more data, we can finally uncover the source of the ping. Moodus, Connecticut is a small town with a big mystery that has intrigued locals and visitors for generations. Known for its strange and eerie sounds that echo through the woods, these Moodus Noises have earned a reputation that makes the town infamous. The sounds, which many believe are caused by shallow micro-earthquakes, are most strongly heard from Cave Hill, a picturesque spot nestled next to Mount Tom and owned by the Cave Hill Resort. The history of the Moodus Noises goes back centuries and is deeply rooted in the cultural and spiritual practices of the local Native American tribes. According to David Phillips, author of Legendary Connecticut, these noises were central to an indigenous religious cult that was significant to the local Algonquin chiefs. These leaders, along with members of the Pequot, Mohegan, and Narragansett tribes, would gather around Mount Tom to commune with the god Hobomok. Allison Guinness, a local historian, adds that the Wangum tribe was also involved in these sacred gatherings. Hobomok was considered the spirit of the dead, a powerful deity who could bring both good and bad fortune depending on his mood. To the native tribes, he was a complex figure, akin to the Greek gods Zeus or Hades, capable of both benevolent and malevolent acts. However, the Puritan settlers who later arrived in the area viewed Hobomok through a different lens, considering him an evil spirit to be feared. The Moodus Noises have not only shaped the spiritual and cultural history of the region, but have also seeped into popular culture. The mysterious sounds inspired H.P. Lovecraft's story, The Dunwich Horror, adding an element of the supernatural to their already eerie reputation. The town has embraced this unique aspect of its identity to such an extent that the local high school has named its athletic teams the Noises, a nod to the town's mysterious and haunting heritage. Listening to these noises, you might hear what sounds like distant thunder, a rumbling that seems to come from deep within the earth, or sometimes sharp, almost metallic sounds that make you question their origin. Residents describe feeling a mix of curiosity and unease when the noises occur.
All right, did you hear it this morning? Reports of noise and shaking rattled East Hampton this morning. It's what geologists call Moodus Noises.
Hi, Stephanie. Well, they're called Moodus Noises, like you said. They were reported coming from this area, the East Haddam, East Hampton, and Moodus areas, this general region. Now, the town of East Hampton says they had reports of loud noise and shaking, but people do tell me, I had to ask a few people around town today, and they do tell me you can hear a loud boom and it feels like an earthquake, but the thing is, it's heard on and off for centuries. They're random. They come and go as they please, on and off every few decades, so we really don't know when we're going to hear the next one. It could be next week, it could be in 10 years, and no one can really pinpoint exactly where these are coming from.
A reminder of the natural and supernatural history that continues to linger in the air. The scientific community has also shown interest in the Moodus Noises. Geologists attribute the sounds to shallow micro-earthquakes, tiny shifts in the Earth's crust that produce significant noise. Cave Hill and the surrounding areas, with their unique geological features, create a perfect natural amplifier for these sounds, making them audible over long distances. Despite these scientific explanations, the exact nature and cause of the noises often remain elusive, adding to their mysterious allure. The Moodus Noises are more than just an unexplained auditory phenomenon. They are a vital part of the town's identity and heritage. They remind us of the deep historical and cultural roots that run through the land, connecting the present to a rich and mystical past. Whether you're a believer in the supernatural or a skeptic with a scientific bent, the Moodus Noises offer a compelling and mysterious experience that continues to captivate and mystify all who hear them. We hope you enjoyed this journey with us as we looked into the world of unexplained and mysterious sounds throughout history. Don't forget to subscribe to be a part of the Fireside Unsolved family, and if you enjoyed the show, please comment and leave a like. Your support helps us continue to explore the unexplained and unsolved and bring these fascinating stories to light. Until next time, we'll keep the fire burning on Fireside Unsolved. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Fireside Unsolved. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to help the channel grow. Until next time, take it easy and be easy, you filthy bastards.